Hello, Honey Drops Tarot. Thank you so much for stepping forward, for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. I am so grateful and gratitude galore. So, you know the drill. I have an Inkblot made here in your name and essence on canvas. As well, we'll add on Tarot and Oracle, and where Mr. Ghost Gift is here kicking. We're utilizing GhostTube as requested for any audio additions that may further inspire or irritate. You know the drill. Please do receive a release freely. All right, when you're ready. On to the reveal. There you go. If you want to take that in for a moment, I'm going to open up, and then I also have some notes underneath that I'll share with you as well. And if this goes public, please know that there has been permission from Honey to inspire others, so feel well to connect to anything that does resonate. I will link to her channel below as well. And in the event this stays private, then no, that's okay as well, honey. Taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palate of perception. Releasing the race.
I want to come.
Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of Honey Drops Tarot. May you meet a message with meaning, and thank you so much for being my muse. You warm my haunted heart. All right. So when I was creating the Inkblot, just some insights that came through. You know me, I'm not looking to be right or wrong, just simply sharing. I saw a Japanese maple, the tree, Sphinx getting its head scratched, maybe something about a cat or something along that lines. Shamanism or something in your culture. There's something like, I don't know if there's something indigenous in your culture but I saw like dancing. There's something expressive in relation to what looked to me to be cultural. Judy Jetson came through. A lion and a dog as well. A ladder. The Twister game. You know, like with all the dots. And it's like put your right hand on red. And this or the other could also... I think this is loud enough. I apologize if it's not. Quiet unrest. And the Kool-Aid Man. You know, like when, to be honest with you, the way that felt was in stepping forward for this, I felt kind of like I just needed to be like the Kool-Aid Man come out of, or like when you're seeing a game and they come out of like the paper and they crack the paper, but it looks like a wall, but it's really just paper. And they're like, yeah, or so strong. That's how I needed to feel like I just needed to kind of burst through. So sharing that. All right. As well, I grabbed a handful of secret language of cards, just stepping into your energy. And let's just dig in. Let's dig in. If your heart and your mind lead you in different directions, follow your heart. So there's that. Release the dark wound. Let love live. And these up here, soul writing. Visualize, expansion, and ask your soul. And I couldn't help but notice, actually, where I want to put ask your soul, sorry if this is all askew, with the coloring up here.
Scott.
It's up there. And if your mind and heart lead you in different directions, release the dark wound, let love live. I keep hearing it as let love in. But I don't know if there's a question.
What is your name?
My name is Stephanie. What is your name? Is it Scott, or are you speaking out to Scott? I feel like there's a question. And I know that's a very large thing to say, but I just can't help that I'm seeing rubber chickens, and the Inkblot is here as well. Like rubber chickens. I feel like I have a really good sense of humor. Keeping things lighthearted. But there's some sort of quiet, I guess quiet unrest is kind of the best way to say it. It's like I have so much successes in my life. That's how I feel. Whether they're small or monumental, I feel like the measurement, they're like really quite equal in their energy, gratitude I have. See, even my throat's getting all weird now. I apologize. I feel like an athlete, like coming through the thing. It's like, yeah, hydrate, let's do this. There's like this, I don't know, maybe it's a thing, maybe there's something going on. Maybe it's in relation to your expansion, which I feel like when I put this expansion in here, because there is these little dogs, or they're small wolves, but all this purple. And see this purple, like I could say leaking out, but I don't know if it's like a running tap. But that's how I see it. And this really stood out, this coloring really stood out to me when the ink dropped, because I don't have this color, this shade of
Over
purple.
here.
So it was created specifically through the mixture of them. And I really noticed it. I don't know that I've really inherently seen it before. Okay, so I'm just going to start digging in here. I'll come back to these as well. So depending on how the lighting comes through, there are, when I was talking about like small wolves, if I actually look at the whole light body, I'm seeing like a pantsuit. It's a white pantsuit. There's like a fancy collar on there. Yeah. This feels, seeing it, it's attached to something like right in the heart space. And maybe this is that dark wound. I don't, or whatever you might relate to as a dark wound. See, but I feel very sunny. I feel like I have a sunny disposition. Why am I keep clearing my throat? So let me clear my throat. Do you know what I mean? Do you do that a lot, or is there just something you're like, okay, let me help you with that, or getting ready to speak? I feel like I with even with the soul writing, I feel like I might have sorry, I'm like doing this at nighttime. I either write down my visualizations that I want to see come to fruition, or I see them and then write them down. And there might be something about that order.
I remember you.
I feel like I'm writing a letter to somebody like a guide, or somebody very specific as well. Like I feel like I know who I'm writing these words to. Maybe it's your higher self, but I feel like there's also somebody else or something else, like an energy of something else. This just really... Okay, give me a moment here. This is so attractive for me. Like I feel like I'm in a lilac bath. Is it lilacs or lavender? Lilacs and lavender, maybe? I feel cradled by purple and gold energy around you, but not in like a stifling purple or a heavy purple, like where you might go, maybe it is your crown energy, but this just feels very
It's
light.
outside.
Feels very, very light. These dogs or something have like little bow ties on them. So fancy, so fancy. Are you going to a fancy event? I also feel like there's this rickety old man coming at me. I'm not saying that in a judgmental way, but it's, you know who it reminds me of? I'm sorry, in the cartoon The Family Guy, there's the old man. I think he's always like on Chris, the neighbor. I don't know. Is somebody like just obsessed with you? Like just has an affinity for you? I don't know if it's welcomed or not, or... And so that's when I say rickety old man. It's not the point that
Slave.
It's a rickety old man. It's something about an affinity. Okay, so there's a feminine energy stepping forward here. There's also glasses right in here. Like big glasses. Almost like nerd glasses. Like from the 70s, maybe 60s or 70s. But I think they're quite fashionable now, so I guess that's indifferent. Something is just put your head down and get to work or something like that. Put your head down and get to work. I'm also seeing some sort of birds that, I'm just going to say the way it's coming through, that have been in an oil spill and they're being cleaned by, what is it, whatever that soap is that doesn't Dawn or something like that. And it's like, when I look at it from one direction, I'm quite pleased to have
What brought you here?
this life. What brought you here? To have this bath. Like, I'm going in head first. Like, I really want to wash my hair. Like, just kind of, I feel like I'm just very stimulated in the upper realms. But then there's this other part of me that feels almost like a little grumpy gopher guts, and it's like shooing out the water. I think as it's a little uncomfortable, maybe whatever this oil spill or whatever an oil spill could mean to you or something along that lines. I feel like maybe you've recently, or something along the line, somebody's put their neck out for you, or vice versa. There's a long neck in here. There's also this large feminine, it's a feminine energy. I'm just trying to decide what shape it's going to take for me to say it as I'm seeing it, but you know the drill. If you're seeing it, it's right here. These are the arms. And almost like wings.
Uncle.
I don't know what it is. Okay, so there's something about feathers. Or a feather just came in. And also a dream catcher. Am I in like a really, like almost like a theta brainwave when I'm here? Like, do you meditate a lot or find moments? Because it's almost like I can suddenly feel peaks of meditative moments and busyness.
Stephanie.
Yes. But I kind of feel like, I don't know, maybe you take a lot of baths, but I feel like I need more baths. Like just soaking baths. Yeah, I don't know. Just bubble baths. That's what it makes me feel like. Okay, let's keep going here. Because it's like as
There's 5.
As you're okay, so I know the number 5 has been a thing. So yes. And I feel you there. It's like trying to hold. Okay, you know what it is? The way I just saw that. It's like trying to fill a bathtub. I'm not saying you're trying to do anything. I'm actually trying to express the way I'm seeing it. I'm filling a container, let's say a bathtub. And this water really wants to be in the ocean. So I feel like in some sort of expansion and overflow, and you might feel overflow, and that's a beautiful feeling, right? To give from the tap of this source. But there's something in regards to the way I'm feeling of the expansion is I might be trying to contain it in something. But it's like as big as the ocean. Like, how do I contain the ocean in my bathtub? Okay. I don't even know if that made sense, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. There is a gorilla here.
Who is he?
That is looking at a possum. This little possum, yeah, it is a gentleman. There's also a deer up here. And there's that 5 of swords. And I didn't want to say, but this kind of felt like in this regard, like a dead deer. So I don't know if there's someone or something that you are shishooing out.
I know.
The possum speaks a lot to me about like playing dead in a good way, and almost like in that mature way of just when you, it's like you can't say anything because no matter what, that's what kind of keeps it going. even though it's like somebody will maybe even ask you certain questions or say something just to get you going. So then you keep the conversation going because that's at least some sort of connection. I feel like you have like an uber amount of success, but something's just still quietly
I know.
cleaning something out. This gorilla feels more creative. Like it's like a baby gorilla looking at this baby possum. Maybe it's an adult possum. It doesn't really matter. He feels very calm and creative. As like a jetpack of creativity energy on him, like a healthy sexual drive, or I don't know what it is. Ace of Cups. Yeah, that's going to be, maybe this is something that's coming in. Because it's like somebody will like buy you a drink at the bar or water or something along that lines. And you're like, hello. I do feel like somebody's watching you though. Or maybe you have an eye on someone or something. And I don't know why it has to be a person, but it could be in relation to an opportunity. Maybe it's in relation to something, a job that you want. Someplace that you want to go. Sorry, give me a moment.
It's possible.
I'm just digging in there. It is possible. Those chickens are hilarious up here because they are changing on me now in a fun way. It's like they're leaning at like some tiki bar or something like that. And it's like I'm seeing two friends like pose for a picture like, hey, we're here. We made it. We did it. Maybe you need some rest. Maybe you need that like a luxurious, spa day or something along that lines. I'm seeing penguins as well. It's like I'm looking, when I say that, it's like I'm looking for some sort of mate of some sort. 4 of Wands. Maybe somebody is stepping forward. You might have a few suitors. Platonic, romantic, I'm not really sure, but I still feel like there's something that you need to clear out, or you are clearing out, and maybe that's the uncomfortable space right now. It's like, in whatever this choice is, whatever this question you may have, and I'm not looking to know what it is exactly. I can only speak to the way it's stepping forward to me in some sort of relationship resonance, whatever that is, into myself, to somebody else, to an opportunity, to my wishes and desires. And I also feel like I'm going from a big fish in a small pond. And then it's like when you go to the big pond, maybe. There's lots of things about different water sizes. Okay. And then it's like going from, like I said, big fish in a small pond, and then maybe feeling like a small fish in a big pond, but there's so much room to grow. Something about space. This energy is very different.
Can you hear her?
Sorry, this energy that is stepping forward with me, I'll try and bring it up. The lighting is always so fun with me, isn't it? Like, hey, see, remember when I came out like I wanted to come out like the Kool-Aid guy? Did I say that? Or was it just, no, I wrote it down. That's what it's like. We're here. Hey. It's so fun. It's so fun. Oh my goodness. It's so fun. I'm going to keep going. I'm seeing something about the sisterhood of the traveling pants as well. I'm trying to figure out what happened in here.
Sandra.
Not because I need to know what happened in here, but I feel like something has happened in here. And that's where the 5 of Swords came in. Sorry, give me a moment. Because it changes on me so fast, almost to the point where I can't even get a snapshot of it in my mind. So on one hand, like I saw a headless horseman. I saw the deer, the dead deer. Because
I
I'm
like
also
you.
hearing that show, Dear John, Dear John. I don't know, maybe these are people around you, oracally speaking. I'm not sure. Justice. Yeah, there just seems to be some, like, in a way, I'm gonna say it, and hopefully you can receive or release freely. I'm also seeing a jackhammer in here. It's just a bloody mess. I don't know what this is. It's a bloody mess. Or was. And there is a very little being in here. Can I take this for a second? I don't know if this is when you were a kid. And I mean like toddler style. I'll take one more. 7 of Cups. What's
Respect.
on the bottom? The Fool. There's a dog. And the feather. This suddenly turned into a ship coming at me. Like I can see this boat, like a cruise ship or something. And I heard the or like a yacht or a sailboat or I don't know, something like that. Something on water, or it's not yet in the water, or it's like an old ship made. It's on land now. It's like a restaurant or something like that, or like a casino. I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of activity around you. Okay, so over here as well, where I was with this
I
gorilla
know.
piece, and he's wearing, I don't know, there's something like a handkerchief or something, but the koi is with him on his back as well. Okay, I'm gonna keep going here. Gonna keep going. Should we flip it to win it? Yeah. Yeah. No, give me a moment. Sorry. It's in the 7 of Cups. Something's... I'm seeing charcoal, like at a barbecue. Like lighting a barbecue. What is in there? There is... I think it's a shark. Nah, I don't think it really is a shark. Anyway, it's like a puppet. Somebody trying to talk to me. Yeah, maybe it's about their feelings, because it feels like... okay, so, sorry, a gentleman just popped through on me. He looks older. A bit angry. He's right in here. See if I can bring that up and share that with you. See him there? I feel like there's a part of me that I had to hide away or just not see something when I was young. I don't know if somebody's trying to tell me they're feeling, because I'm seeing it like an oven mitt that's in the shape of like a shark or something that would be funny, and they're like, I'm trying to tell you I'm sorry, or da 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 da.
Where?
I think again, it's like someone or something, maybe including you, or just your energy, just your aura, lightens the mood. But then I kind of see like this. Do you have a brother? Do you have a brother? I'm not sure. 3 of Swords. Yeah, there's something about, there's heartbreak in that situation. Somebody's trying to tell me how they're feeling. Maybe it's you trying to tell somebody else how you feel, or you got to give good news or bad news. I'm not sure what it is. You have a lot of choice for success is the way I hear this, and it's almost like in this expansion way of like what could be 7 of Cups, and you're like, but I feel like maybe at some point in time it didn't always feel that way, because you've had to do a lot of what I think, the best I can say is, feels like healing. But with that Fool there, it's the new space of it. If this is left behind, not behind in a bad way. It's just you've done your due diligence, you've done your work. Yeah, like some serious construction. I feel like there's a lot of feminine energies
Old.
around you in spirit. There's the Fool again. They do. They feel like a bunch of old broads in like, and I say that in that lovely way. Could be up to 6 of them there. And it feels like when I see those ladies, or at least the way they're depicted on TV, or maybe if I was out and about, and they would all be wearing the purple hats, or again, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. There's something about them that is fun, and they travel in like groups. And they've seen enough, they've been through enough, they're here for a good time, and they really do bring life where they are. Okay, I'm gonna flip it. Sorry. I get all distracty. Oh, I love it. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so there's a person right here. Like, I don't know, this is like a nice shawl. Look, my hands are... Sometimes I just can't scrub my hands enough because then I get into something else. But anyway. See, it's like I have this lace shawl. There's also like a rope. There's a bridge here. Okay, lots of things are coming through this way.
More.
I feel like I'm almost seeing, okay, there's an owl. Crow face. I feel like I'm being dressed up for a parade or a ceremony. Or I'm going to use the word garb, like garments, like garbs being placed upon me and around me. Maybe this is etherically. Maybe this is, I don't know where it is. It's not for me to place it, but it's being placed upon me. I'm getting really, really cold now as soon as I feel like I acknowledge that. There are energies. I'm seeing a hoof. It's almost like a golden goat. A golden goat.
I told him.
Star Child. Is this garb? Is it like planets all around you? Because it's right in about here I want to place it. And it is a feminine figure. But I feel like it's you. No, I want this over here. I don't know. Something about a golden goat. There's also, if I was to turn it sideways quickly, but if you can see it, there is... This is the good thing about working with the canvas. Do you have a mother in spirit? She might be saying hello. It looks like a reindeer. Maybe something about Christmas time, or are you expecting something in Christmas? And I feel like this deer or this buck, whatever the case may be, what's the other one? When it's a female buck and anyway, it's not the point. It's like, come. And it's like, follow me. Like, where are we going? Follow me, just come. Handwriting. There's something else you had about handwriting. Soul writing. Are you also a writer? Or do you just write? Do you write down your notes and your things? And there's that feather again. Lots of feathers. I kind of feel like I am what is, first of all, sorry, I just got distracted. I don't know what they're called. I think they start with an M. I think they're like, a kind of treat or from a bakery or something like that. I'm seeing this baked treat, and it has a rose sticking out of it. Like if you were doing the tango with somebody, and they would have that rose. I'm seeing that.
Emma.
I feel like there might have been a Pinocchio in your past, because now this is turning into an ostrich. And this ostrich has been caught with a Pinocchio nose, and by all powers at play, get out. Not, or I shouldn't, yeah, but it is, it's kind of that. Not acceptable, not acceptable. So when this, see, okay, in this oracle card, this frequency that you're working with, I feel like it flows all the way through. But what I was going to say before I got distracted by this ostrich is in this like lace shawl thing. Feels very beautiful. But it makes me feel like I'm like getting that garb or those laces or some sort of ceremonial something or other. You know, it could even just be when you're stepping into your oracleness or you're revered in your life as a wisdom worker. You might have a piece of clothing that is being done in the ethereal, in the energy realm, but you might actually find something that represents, or maybe you already have it, and maybe it's a scarf. It doesn't have to be a shawl or anything, crazy, but maybe it's just a piece of fabric, or it's a certain necklace, or it's an ornament, whatever the case may be. I do feel like it's a garment of some sort. It's something to me that symbolizes stepping into this wisdom. I also, is that my imagination? It might have been my imagination. Okay, maybe it was. But I'm seeing those two pillars there. No, there it is. The two pillars in the oracle card. And then with the justice card being number 11. So I feel like if there is something that's been going on. Okay, so there it is as well. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm sure you're quite used to it right here. So, okay, so imagine like this is... I'm going to put you in here right now. That's just the best I can do. So something about your ears. What is that? It's a black-eyed Susan. I think it's a black-eyed Susan flower. But then there's this up here, see? And then there's like this other, I'm going to use the term goddess. God or goddess. Sorry, there's that locket or something you might be being given or have, or a crystal, and it might help. Decision. Do you have a decision to make? Did we talk about this? Like from the beginning. I have a question. Ask your soul. Maybe you're even using pendulums?
I can't.
Maybe you're like even writing it down, writing a letter. Maybe it's like resumes. I don't know what it is. I know I keep saying it. Like, I'm not trying to figure it out, but sometimes I'm just curious and I like to snoop around in the funnest way. There's like this god or goddess energy up here. I'm not sure that I can actually approach it. I feel like I saw it. Hopefully you can see it. These are turning into eels on me now. Eels. I'm going to come back down here for a second. No, I lied. So in
He
here,
won't leave.
there are, I'm seeing them like almost like, traditional dolls. Kind of like maybe, I don't know if they're like Dutch or maybe Polish or Swedish. Something European like that, maybe Russian. I don't know what it is. They have like a dress on. Do you know what this is? It's kind of like a Cinderella story. That's how I'm hearing that. Kind of like a Cinderella story. And I'm cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. I'm doing all this work.
Move it.
Cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. That's like the dress. Slightly different. More Cinderella style. But really, it's like you have, look at all this energy flowing from the crown of your head. And emotions like ethereal. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. Shoo, shoo, shoo. This energy, this goddess, it's like that fairy godmother energy, but it's like you're not waiting for the fairy godmother. She's sending you information. She's sending you inspiration along the way to infuse. I don't know. Maybe that's just how I'm feeling it. That makes me very uncomfortable in here.
Peter.
Okay, so ancestral lay of the land. Another 11. I'm so cold. And I have like quite a sweater on here in your read. Sorry, surrender was on the bottom. That was rude. You have a lot of purple, and I feel like to possibly counterbalance maybe what is going on at the root or has gone on at the root. Right from the beginning, too, there's something about like that. What did I say? Like shamanism or something indigenous to your culture or maybe your belief system. Maybe you come from a line of shamans and oracles between the worlds, because it's like even if I was to not even take that card, it's like these are the two colors. And then you straddle the worlds in between. But this could be the head and the heart that I'm in between. This always reminds me of a warrior pose. And I want to surrender to ask myself the question about something. Because I feel like somebody has, thank you, something behind their back. Like I'm inquiring. So this is the way I feel I'm in this situation. I'm right here. I'm this little turtle. But the little turtle's the whole world. Whole world. Turtle Island, right? Here I am. This is my fairy godmother or ancient ancestral protection, etc. that's with me. And I'm asking a question, what I kind of feel like is like a tin man or something like that, but I could be wrong, but somebody with a hat on. Maybe it has something to do with the birthday. And I'm asking a question and they're holding something behind their back. And I feel like I'm not sure if it's a trick. I'm like, is it my birthday? Are you holding this behind your back because it's like, oh, I have a surprise for me? And I'm like, well, okay. Am I misunderstanding something? Like, really, it's a surprise? Or it's like you've been holding back this like massive thing. It's not a small thing. It feels like a massive thing. So I don't know. But then it could also be a gesture and a sentiment. So even in myself, I'm like, I don't know which one it is because I don't know. They're not showing me yet. But there's something about the ancestors that's asking me to...
Sister.
Maybe I have a sister as well. Or a sister spirit. They're watching you rise up. Because, like, I think you might have this deck as well. But if the lighting will allow it to come through. Like, there's a person on there, right? And they want you to... Does it come through? Okay, whatever. They are seeing you accomplish so much. You've already accomplished so much. I don't know if you give yourself enough credit for that. slow and steady is coming
No
through,
thanks.
but I feel like no thanks. I'm just getting general chariot vibes. General chariot vibes. And it's right in here. There's like a private investigator kind of guy in there I'm seeing. There's also a chubby seahorse. Actually, it could just be muscular. There's a face up here that... And there's a little washing.
Have we met?
Washing the forehead of this face. I think this is my stress. Yeah, even my shoulders. I got to relax for a second. I think I'm stressed. It's like a smaller version of me. Maybe it's hope or faith or this, that, or the other. Is trying to help. Lots of stuff about the top, like the crown or head massages or just a lot of stimulation. I feel like I'm kind of like at a murder mystery or something like that.
What happened to me?
I don't know, love. I don't know. And I say that just with this card, it's almost like being, same with this, somebody might have something behind their back. And it's like, oh, we're blindfolding you. Surprise. Surprise. But then I also have a decision to make. And maybe that's it. Maybe there's somebody's birthday coming up. But then I also feel like I'm at a murder mystery party.
Elderly.
Maybe there was a crime or something that has happened in the past in your family or in your community. Trying to find out what happened. Because then I have here protecting treasure. And I feel like on one hand, I want to move forward, or something about this question, and I'm visualizing and I'm expanding. I'm so wise. Like, look at, like, so much wisdom here. It's not even including all the purple in this card either, and all these little cards. Like, there's just so much of it. But I feel like I need to bring it in and ground it. But this is kind of like the unknown of it. And it's like having underneath the skirt, having running shoes on. You know what's funny? As these two cards just came out, masculine and feminine energies, of course, they're both blindfolded. I'm doing tricks for you, and I'm trying to find you by sound or something like that. This is... But it's like, is there a party? Do you have a birthday coming out? Or is there something, a celebration? Graduate? I don't know what it is. Something's being birthed in my eyes. Yeah, there's something about, maybe it's just a bloodline, or there's another... It's almost like you're so good at some things you can do them blind. And yet I hear it's like, but I have this one question, and what... And I feel like everyone's holding something behind their back and like holding back about it. But I feel like you can do no wrong. Star Child, sorry, the lighting. Have a bath. Because I'm seeing it like a Roman bath. Like the way She's got water pouring out of her hands, and then I feel like this is just all
Open
very
it.
Roman-y. Well, that's just ridiculous. I don't even know why I bother trying to put things up there. What's my treasure? I'm going to come down here as I'm getting ready to close. Because I'm back at this rope bridge that's bringing things together. Okay. All right. Give me a moment. We're here for honey. I hope you're doing well. Sorry if this is crazy, but I gotta say this is quite the adventure. Quite the adventure, and I'm so grateful for it. So thank you. Be sure to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down respectfully, just to let me know that you got it and everything's well and okay. I feel like in some ways you're like the golden goose. I don't know. It just is. That's how I feel. I feel about you. Like, but there's all these elements: the water, the ethereal, the fire. There's rose petals. Like you're like Hawaii, whatever I would imagine Hawaii would feel like. But there's this underlying
42.
Deep quiet, but sometimes I feel like that deep quiet feels like unrest. Maybe I don't know if you've accomplished something and it didn't feel the way you thought it would, or like you're between like being in the field of something and being management. And there's like the in-between. So you're like, you can see everything from all these directions, but it's like you're a mediator between them. You're the wisdom worker. And then I have here oh my goodness, the divine director. Intervention and purpose. Come on. I said mediator, sorry. Intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided.
Pet.
Happiness is your purpose. Handsome. So I've never seen this card before, but this also might be you for some people, right? You could be the wise worker in between. But let's note, no matter how old we are, we're always a child of the universe. You're still a child to your siblings, no matter how old we get, even to our parents, right? I'm seeing a Buddha up there. Yeah, it's a Buddha. See, but then when it goes the other way, it feels, and I'm brutal, I'm so sorry, I don't know all the information, but then almost like something Tibetan. I don't know. But at the end of the day, like you're a child of the universe. Okay. Focused intention, infinite abundance, and Odin. I feel like you're allowed to have unrest if you need.
It's impossible.
If you need to contemplate, if you're not sure about something. I'm also seeing like a wooden cart. I don't know if you're traveling somewhere. See, now I feel like I'm going to like, I don't know, Brazil or Oklahoma, Amish country. Are you like a world traveler or something like that? I feel like I see all these, maybe it's just all your ancestors gathering around you or visiting you. They come from all over the world, all the way up to the sky. Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. Diana, focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. So what I want to do is I want to put that.
Immune.
Where are those little cards? Ask your soul. So you have the support coming. Yes, we've acknowledged this. Whatever sort of oh my goodness, I'm brutal sometimes. I apologize. I got to stay focused. Sorry, Diana, I got to stay focused. Got lots of writing in here. I can't find it. Might stick in my craw a bit, but that's okay. Maybe what it is that you're asking your soul. Focus, write it out clearly. Fine tune it, fine tune it, fine tune it. It's like editing something. Okay, there it is. Expect the best possible outcome. Visualize. There's that Buddha up there. But it's like decorated with things. Obstacles are being removed. Expect the best possible outcome. Because you have either, I feel like you're in purpose, but there's many purposes or many places that you put purpose in because of your presence there. And in relation to Odin and your psychic insight, as I will close out here because I don't want to take up your entire day. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is and follow your intuition. That feels very expansive. But that kind of feels like that whole...
Basement.
If this grows and what we see is more of isn't always necessarily what we want to see, but it's you still have to be wise when working with sight. And to be able to, it's almost as if I may, by having such an expanded sight and energy around, like just you as your energy, and seeing, what happens behind the scenes and what, the president of the company needs, whatever the case is. Into whatever other roles you might play, mediators in between. But when you're the person in between, mediating, communicating, being the bridge of sorts of, information going back and forth in whatever regard, respect it is, and you have the sight and you have the sensitivity for that. It can be tough to make decisions in that space, though. It's almost like I want to say make it, it's not in that space of the sight or of the sensation or of the feeling that the decision is made there. That's just the information to take with you to where you write or where you reflect or where you sign documents. Are you going to sign this? Are you going to sign that?
Lights.
Where you make your choices, where we're going to go on vacation, whatever the case may be, or what you take to your sleep state subconsciously. And maybe you write something on a piece of paper and put it under your pillow. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's like in a different place that you come to the conclusion or decision. It's like as you might be walking the hallway from having a conversation from one person, you walk the hallway to the next person that needs that information, but you don't say it in the middle of the hallway. You wait till you get to where you want to be for the best conditions for it to be received. And I feel like sometimes that's hard or it can be more difficult for sensitives because it's like you see things, but one, it's not always received well. It's not always supposed to be said necessarily.
Granddaughter.
But it's kind of like a difficult space sometimes to make a decision seeing different layers. But that's kind of the task, is to make the decision. To make the decision. I don't know, maybe you're going to be a director or you are a director of something. Happiness is your purpose. Instead of maybe in some regards, if it's like, is it a person? Is it this task, or this whatever? I think it's just being. And you're very balanced. I feel very balanced especially with the straddling worlds and even like within the Inkblot there. Like there's a lot of balance and room to blossom. But if I'm unhappy with anything, if I have unrest, I feel like maybe sometimes you might keep it to yourself because it might come off like, oh, I'm ungrateful. I don't think that's the case at all. But maybe it could come off that way because you've achieved so much and you're looking to achieve more, or maybe you're just very hard on yourself about something. Do you know what I mean, honey? Do you know what I mean, honey bunny? That's what I feel anyway. So I'm going to leave this here. I want to thank you so, so much for letting me yammer on, to explore this map, that is so beautiful. That is
Let
of
me
your
show
aura.
you.
And I'm going to just repeat the first little card. If your heart and mind lead you in different directions, follow your heart. Like, it's just so sweet. It's just... how sweet it is to be loved by you, by you. I'm going to let you go. Until next time, thank you so much. Bye. How sweet it is to be loved by you, by you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm seeing a little airplane in there as well now.
Framed.
Framed. Maybe it was that murder mystery thing that I was seeing, that murder mystery game or the dinner.